Welcome back, everybody. We're all alive here. It's time for game number 3, Execration versus Team Immunity. One of these two teams will advance to the group stage, to Group B, joining Orange Esports as well as Scythe, as well as one more team from the play-ins. I'm Gods, joining me as Basekeeper, and it's time now for game 3, the decider.
I want to believe, gods.
I want to believe too, man.
Yep.
It's you know, game 1, game 2, I was like, yeah, come on, Australia. But now it's game 3, I'm like, let's go, let's do this.
Australia. Aussie.
All professionalism thrown aside here. We've got a personal investment.
No, we're too far gone, gods.
Oh,
I don't think we can pretend to be objective anymore. And Immunity Dota get their hands on the Lycan. I question Execration's decision to ban Nyx Assassin instead of the Lycan Throat.
Nyx Assassin has been an Execration side for most of these games so far, so interesting. They ban out the Enigma later on, but yeah, they ban Nyx and give away Lycan. The Mirana once again getting picked up. Immunity have been running this in all 2 games so far. Execration, well, Prophet AA, they go back for a Naga Rubik. This is going to be a farming Naga. I think this is going to be the Ninja Boogie, Radiant, Naga Siren kind of play that we're going to see coming out.
Yeah, but I feel like I've seen this matchup a little bit, and what game was it? I think it was Empire EG or some recent Western game where one team had the carry Naga, was running mid, the other team had the Lycan. They ran an aggro try, they shut down the Lycan, things were looking pretty good. Then the Naga still takes 20-25 minutes to really come online and be relevant in fights, and the Lycan managed to catch back up, and a Lycan with any kind of momentum behind him can easily end a game in 20-25 minutes. So I feel like with the way that this works, Execration, the timing is just like almost 10 minutes too slow. Like, they're not going to be able to really defend towers. They're probably going to lose all of their tier 1s before they can even mount a defense. And then I think at that point, Immunity, so long as they can find one fight where they force out the song, that's when they can look to head into Roshan's. But in general, I just feel like this Naga versus Lycan doesn't work out that well. So we'll see if Execration are going to be able to execute, because the split pushes take such a long time to come online for both the Prophet and the Naga.
Yeah. And the Dazzle really complements that timing window with the Lycan. Like, having a Dazzle to just support that push with constant heals. Sure, Mirana and Puck aren't really big pushing heroes, but these are just other heroes that can really be annoying. They offer a lot of just creep wave clearing potential and just general nuke damage.
Yeah, and they fight really well as well in the early to mid game. Like, Puck, one item, Blink Dagger, sorted. And he's ready to go. He's ready to force fights every single time he has a coil. The Mirana looking like probably going to be a support this game. So pretty much ready to go from level 2, start throwing some arrows. You land one nice arrow, and that can always be great to have. And also, arrow not too bad at, if Execration if they end up in a bad position and then they song and try and retreat, then if you're just on the edge as the Mirana, there's a chance that maybe you catch somebody and still get a kill out of it overall. It is worth mentioning that the Naga Siren is okay against the Lycan in terms of, if the Lycan particularly needs to go for a BKB, you can net him, you can keep him locked down, but an Execration go for the axe. Okay, so I guess
I feel like their lineup was missing. They needed a hero that could actually fight, because they have no good heroes to initiate with. They have no good heroes to actually just be on the front lines. Like you say, Naga Siren takes ages to come online, and Rubik AA just kind of sit back. They're good supports for the lane stage. Like, this is actually a really good support duo that I like. But then you've got a Nature's Prophet. These heroes do not want to fight at all. So they're going to just make sure they've got a hero that's going to be fight ready and can just sit in the front lines, be the initiator for these sort of ranged DPS heroes who will sit behind the axe.
So I guess Execration go aggressive here, maybe?
Rubik AA Axe. Yeah, I think you might. Axes are pretty good against the Lycan in the laning stage.
Yeah, I think they probably go aggro, they put the Prophet safe lane, and then you've always got that Prophet factor for the tri-lane, right? So long as Execration have a slight edge as far as how that tri-lane is playing out, then all they need to do is hold on until the Prophet gets 6, then they send Wrath of Nature spiraling through the lane, and that should hopefully be a couple of kills for them.
Tidela. This is almost where, like, I feel if if you're trying to be clever, if you're immunity, you just send Lycan mid almost. Like, because Lycan mid against the Naga Siren works just fine. So I feel like you almost look to mix up the lanes. They may just send the Tide Hunter mid, because I don't think you want Puck against the Naga Siren. Puck cannot push Naga out of lane, but Tide or Lycan probably matches up almost better there.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised by the Tidehunter pickup as well because it doesn't really cover their bases if Execration choose to go aggressive. Like there were definitely heroes left in the pool that do quite well against the Nature's Prophet 1v1. Timbersaw is not that amazing, but as soon as he gets 6, like even if the lane is going badly, he pretty much outright kills the Prophet, so that's always nice. But I guess Immunity feeling like, okay, the laning stage, maybe it's going to be a little bit shaky. Our cores will probably still get what they need, and then we can just start 5-manning. We win one fight with one of our big ultimates or both, and then just hammer down a couple of towers.
Yeah, well, it'll be a Shaitan Tide, which means it's going to be the side lane solo, probably off lane Tide coming out. Yue immediately TP's bottom, plops an Observer Ward down. He's gone boots first. This is the kind of like off lane Prophet kind of play you see out from like a higher on the Prophet. He's going to have to either... Well, if he's safe lane solo, this doesn't matter. But if he's going to be offlane, he needs to just go Cliff Jungle to get that level 2. But it doesn't look... I don't think we'll be seeing an offlane Prophet with the lineup that Execration have drafted.
Yeah, and Execration all making their way down right now. I don't know what the plan is here, honestly. Like, the level 1 fight is okay. They've got Chilling Touch, they've got Lift. Riptide's pretty good, but...
Arrow Gush is pretty painful, though. Not to mention Dazzle. Like, I feel this is actually where Immunity have an advantage level 1. They can go Howl if they really want. They've already leveled Howl, so... Level 1 fight, I'd give a pretty big advantage to Immunity. Axe Spin does not matter in a level 1 fight, because you're going to die before you get in melee range to this ranged nukes.
Yeah, there's very little chance. So they set up, and it looks like it is going to be aggro here.
Yeah. They're going to dodge it by putting the Puck bottom, though.
Yeah, I don't know why they gave away the fact that they were aggro. Like, there's no reason for the Axe to walk out before creep spawn. And I'm not sure if Immunity had already predicted these lanes and they were just going to leave the Puck bot and then kind of dodge the aggro try with the Axe, but they poke their head out and they get the 100% assurance. If they see all of those heroes bottom lane, it is definitely going to be an aggressive try lane, and that gives them information to work with and dodge and just stay away from the Axe. And you know, Axe is still going to be able to sit here, skipping creeps, try and get some damage down on the tier 1, but I think this is a better situation for Immunity, and they are just going to be putting that Lycan mid, so...
Guarantee the Lycan early farm. Like, if your Lycan gets 0 farm and he doesn't get his Blads up in the first 5 minutes of the game, you're kind of in a bit of trouble, but we'll see him probably farm pretty well here against the Naga. Has the help of the Dazzle as well, and the one thing you have to worry about is Rubik AA can definitely gank. That's a pretty high killing power combo, and now that Immunity have been de-warded, their Observer Ward at the bottom river gets de-warded, it's hard to actually spot those ganks out.
Yeah, so Slicks is playing a little bit blind. It's all up to him to make sure that he knows where the enemy supports are and calling all the rotations.
Okay, Goda was in its sneaky little position in the trees, but doesn't look like too much more will come of that.
But I think this is fine. Both of the duo lanes for Immunity are pretty good. There's going to be a jump in on the Puck.
Or gets his orb. He had to orb really far though. Because of the telekinesis, he had to orb much further away from the tower than he would have liked to. This could be a very fast tier 1 tower pickup for Execration. Which is...
Does it matter?
Yeah, that's what I feel as well. Like, it's good gold boost for them. Like, I think it's worth taking the fast tower, but at the same time, it's not like Immunity are missing out on farm on a key hero. Puck can always catch up. He just needs the level. He needs to be careful because he's completely out of mana here. If they find him, he's dead.
Yeah, he just desperately wants the experience. But as soon as this tower is dead, he can just keep the wave sort of back at the tier 2, and he should be pretty safe.
He does reveal the fact he's there, and they see that he's completely out of mana, but Dazzle shows up bottom lane as well, so... This is going to be a 2v3 scenario, but... I think this is still a lane where... Immunity want to be fairly cautious. Ninja Boogie taking a decent chunk of damage here. Bruce did throw out a Shadow Wave, so he doesn't have Brave here, and with the Creep Wave dead, no chance for any more actual big damage output using the Shadow Wave on a Creep Wave. That's how he got the initial damage on the Ninja Boogie, and Ninja Boogie now, he'll heal himself up with these Tangos, and the tri-lane has rotated bottom. Importantly, Godot's here ready with an arrow, but he gets spotted rotating by this Observer Ward.
Yeah, I guess they feel like they've put the other lanes into at least a reasonable position, so they're gonna
Yeah.
start going to work. The Prophet didn't have any regen, so like that harassment means that he can't really lane against the Tidehunter
Yep.
anymore.
Do you feel it was worth it though? Not like they could have just gone for a straight up tri lane here, like you see now. Like a puck tri lane's not the worst thing because Lycan does fine mid. Tide does pretty well against Prophet, I think, but they wait to send the tri lane bottom.
Yeah, it is a little bit of an odd decision, but I guess they thought oh, we can't fight this tri lane, there's no way, and then they realized, oh, okay, well once we have like some levels on the puck and things start looking a little bit better, okay, maybe we can actually fight this. Maybe the one Achilles heel that we thought our lineup was going to have can actually be dealt with here.
Lycan goes straight into the medallion, so we're not seeing a bottle out of Lycan, which you often do see in the mid lane. But fast medallion for him. What do you make of the medallion pickup over like bottle or even straight Vlad?
I don't mind it. I feel like he's over. It's probably about the same as bottle in that he's just going to be able to go and maybe get the medium camp in the meantime and whatnot. It's lots of minus armor, so maybe the normally very tanky feeling Naga Siren with that 7 base armor is going to be a little bit squishier. But yeah, I don't know about it as a first item. We'll see.
He doesn't have like any mana to use more summon wolves. You can definitely get the bottle and go back to the medallion, but we'll pop the Howl, help him last hit under his tower, although he misses a last hit as I say that. And it looks like they're going to catch up Ninja Boogie in the lane here, but just the level 1 poison touch. If they hit an arrow, it could be a kill, but hitting an arrow, never an easy task when you don't actually have a setup for it, and he's expecting it to come flying in.
My wounds heal.
Yeah, but these supports on the dire side just don't really look like they have a whole lot of purpose in life right now. I don't know why they've decided that, oh, we can't fight the tri lane anymore. Like, they've still got quite a bit of kill potential in that lane, I feel. So, well, they're just gonna ditch the axe and let Immunity start getting up those levels that they wanted to start 5-manning in the mid game. And this hasn't really put the Prophet or the Naga Siren in a position where they're going to be, sped up or be more impactful early on. And the Naga's even going for what some people would call a slightly slower build. Looks like it might be the drum up before maybe working for the Ratty.
They found the axe at bottom lane with the Howl bonus damage. They get a kill there. Just clip the end of that one, but looks like the puck is having the level 5, the arrow flying in, and they get the kill. Meanwhile, top lane, Shatan's throwing a Ravage here. He wants his Nature's Prophet. He's not going to get the Nature's Prophet, though. He's short mana for a Gush, and he may go down in return here. There's 4 heroes at top lane all of a sudden for him. He's trying to get closer to the Prophet, but he's not going to get that. Shatan. He comes up with some big plays sometimes. That definitely not one of them. Look
Still
how long
alive.
he's staying alive. How did he stay alive that long?
Anchor
The Scout
Smash.
Shield plus Kraken plus Anchor Smash minus physical damage?
Yeah, they just couldn't finish him off.
He could have almost just ran and survived in the end there. I guess there was maybe going to be another Fade Bolt, but...
Yeah.
That was a very ambitious Ravage. I don't know if he didn't do the calculations because he had no mana for a Gush, or if he just thought he could get the kill, but... Bit of a silly play.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Gets punished for it a little bit. He was only like 50 damage short, is the thing to remember. So unless you play a lot of Tidehunter, it can be
It's
difficult.
still one of
to
those
say.
things, like, you know how much ulti your ulti does, your Anchor Smash. Like, the mental match should have been there. Ninja Boogie now at top lane. He's going to get completely destroyed. Creep skipping not really working in his favor when he's got no backup anywhere near. Now a leap forward coming in. There's a Dream Call. This is going to catch up the Rubik, and Rubik level 3. No way out of this one, it looks like. Doesn't want to break the call. In the end, he does break it. Puck gets the kill. Shadow Wave going to heal everyone back up. And, well, that's a nice couple of kills going the way of the Aussie team.
Yeah, creep skipping against the Dazzle is just such a terrible idea. Like, the Shadow Wave healed every single creep that he was trying to tank, and he just got absolutely obliterated. So this axe is already not doing that well.
Yep. And with 4 heroes top, they can sort of look towards this push maybe. No Ravage for 45 seconds, but... We talk about the Execration side. How ready to defend are they? Rubik level 3, AA level 4. These supports, they're good in the laning stage and they can gank well, but at this stage of the game, they offer nothing against 5-man. They need to have level 6 actually help against 5-man, or even just a 4-man push. But Execration are getting a tier 1 tower trade at bottom lane, so they are making the best of it.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, and pass the last hit over to the Prophet, so helping him along as much as they can.
Dire's top
Does
tower
end up
is
being the
under
drum
attack.
for the Naga, so if it's going to be a Radiance, that's going to take a while. And Team
Dire's
Immunity
top
managed to snag
tower
themselves
has
a tier
fallen.
1 of their own, and that tier 1 bot was always going to be pretty difficult to defend. So I think that's slightly better for Immunity than it is for Execration. And they want to end this game as quickly as possible, so I think they're kind of willing to trade map control at the moment. Like they are the better team fight lineup, but in a pinch they can trade towers if they have to.
Well, trading towers, their lineup comes online a lot faster. So sure, they're trading towers, helping Naga get the Radiance faster, but
Radiant's bottom
ultimately
tower
it's a
is
faster
under
Vlad's
attack.
for them, faster Blink for the puck. It's going to be Immunity who becomes scarier earlier, so if they make sure that once they get these items up, they apply pressure, trading towers for the time being is probably a perfectly reasonable result for them. And it wasn't even just the towers, like they got the 2 kills into a tower, so it was really like a kill then tower. Meanwhile, Execration got just like a
Radiant's
small little
bottom
present
tower
bottom
is
lane, and that
under
tower was
attack.
already so low from all the axe creep skipping that it was going to go down sooner rather than later anyway.
Yeah, and I really don't agree with what's going on mid right now. The Rubik kind of grabbing a couple of levels here and there. Though it looks like the Ancient Apparition is just backing off. They need the 6 on the AA so badly. The Ice Blast is going to be really important. And even if it don't... Oh, Slick's... He's not really in trouble here. Oh, there's going to be a TP in from the Prophet.
He's got no ore, but he can actually turn and coil this. He will do so with the TP's in. Naga Siren has no song. This may just straight up be a kill. Naga with no TP out. Godot maybe going to go for the Prophet. Decides he needs to help out with the Naga Siren. One more tower hit. Yep, they'll get the kill there. And the leap afterwards is going to throw an arrow. And Prophet dodges it. Nice little sidestep.
Dire's middle tower
It should be
is under
Prophet
attack.
escaping, but Lycan, no, he's going to not rotate in. He's going to stay in this mid lane. Pops a medallion and lets his wolves do some decent damage onto the Rubik there. And with Immunity swinging even more heroes towards this mid lane, we may see them not just kill the Naga, but get this tier 1 mid tower. Rubik getting very low. These Lycan wolves get the medallion off. Oh, the medallion not there, but the Lycan wolves alone are going to get this kill.
Dire's middle tower
Man, those
is under
wolves,
attack.
460 movement speed is just
Radiant's top
crazy.
tower is under attack.
Wolves OP.
There's a tower trade. Once again, this is the same case as last time. Immunity get a couple kills into a
Radiant's
tower,
top
and
tower
Execration,
has
all they
fallen.
get is a tower. But I feel just towers is not enough for Execration right now. They need to be having a better laning stage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top
Yeah,
tower
and it's still
is
not
under
really
attack.
speeding things up that much. We're looking at 900 gold on the Naga
Yeah.
Siren. Like, Radiance is just a distant dream right now for AA.
With the drums, it just means the Radiance isn't coming until 20 minutes plus, I feel.
Yeah, definitely.
Top lane, Prophet doesn't need to be careful. Morana's actually here. There's an arrow. There's also a poison. Oh, no mana for a poison touch, but I think Morana just keeps right clicking. Not going to leap forward. Does do so now. Uwe. Gonna get hit by an arrow. Maybe look. It doesn't actually have a TP out anyway. So with the Starstorm, that's an easy kill for Immunity. That was a bit of a sloppy decision making coming out from Nature's Prophet to be that far pushed up.
Yeah, and Godot, 1500 gold. Probably just another pair of Arcanes for him. They do need a little bit more sustain for the push,
There we
yeah.
go.
Especially with the Tide going for the mech right now. But they're getting those core items up. They're a little bit away from the Blink Dagger on the puck. Mech on the Tide is getting pretty close.
got
Vlad's
the
with the
Vlad,
Lycan
yeah.
is flying out. So, yeah, they're ready to go. And this is just the difference in timing. We're still 10 minutes away from Execration doing anything with this Naga Siren. And this is why I'm sometimes not so convinced by the Naga pick.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for everybody, I guess, is the one thing.
I guess at the end of the day they were giving away a Lycan. Like,
Yeah,
you
what's
needed
the plan
some
there?
plan for beating a Lycan, and I don't think Naga was the right way to go about it.
Well, I don't think it's not necessarily
bottom
over
tower
just
is
yet. Like, the
under attack.
nature of the Naga Siren as a hero is that you lose for a while, and then the Naga Siren comes online, and then the split pushing
There is a
becomes...
blink on the axe. They spot him out though. They get the arrow there. I'm not sure how they actually had vision of him. They're actually not going to follow it up with anything. Prophet Ultimate going to go on through doing a decent chunk of damage, but Shadow Wave heals everyone up. They somehow saw Axe there. I don't know if that was just a scouting arrow or if they actually knew who was there. But another kill attempt at top lane. Uwe possibly in some trouble here. An arrow Starstorm could finish him off. No tower to
Radiant's
TP into
middle
for
tower
Execration.
is
And this
under
means
attack.
Uwe's completely alone. He's on an island. Tide's making his way towards this lane as well. Arrow. Ugh. That was sloppy from Godot, but Ozping, man, Ozping.
I think it's that, and it's like, well, we've both acknowledged one another that like I'm going to try for this arrow, and I know you're going to try and dodge.
You probably will dodge it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go for it, and I hope that you are panicking enough that you dodge into it. Because there's no chance that he stays running on the same path.
I think if he stood in the same, he threw the arrow like slightly above the obvious path. So he actually threw the arrow in the juke way, like because he would have to run away to dodge it. So he threw it where he thought the Prophet was going to juke to. So the arrow looked completely awful, but I think he had like the right idea where he was trying to just predict the juke when he threw the arrow.
Yeah.
So as bad as that looked, I think it was actually kind of clever from Godot.
Next level tactics.
Yeah, he was too clever for that Prophet, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, too many mind games.
That Prophet was just too previous level to actually understand what the arrow was doing.
Okay, so they've got the 6 on the Ancient Apparition now. The tier 1 still stands proudly down on bottom lane, so immunity has slowed a bit. But yeah, there's a Blink Dagger now. There's the mech now. Just needs to get delivered, so the 5-man should probably work out.
End of the day, if Axe blinks in, if he only catches like a couple with a creep wave, Shadow Wave is going to wreck him. That's where you've almost got to go on the dazzle with your blink initiation. At the same time, I don't think Execration want to fight. They have got an AA Ice Blast now, but it still doesn't feel like they've got the damage output to take a fight. Arrow going to go flying through. We'll scout out the Axe as well as the Rubik's positioning, and this will be a tier 1 tower picked up. Nothing really getting picked up in exchange except for a bit of farm across the map for Execration. AA is getting close to a relic, though. That's the good news for Execration.
Man, it's so confusing when you have a player called AA and an Ancient Apparition.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's not your fault. I was like, wow. Just for the smallest second, I was like, how does Ancient Apparition have a relic? Oh, an axe. Farewell. Nice Moonlight Shadow.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Trap was lane. AA Ice Blast going to go down towards the bottom lane now. Ball getting to work on this. Did pop the ultimate, so I'm not going to fully commit to this one. There's a blink in with Slicks, and without a coil, it actually misses the orb, so nice bit of a fancy footwork there from Fox, but he's going to go down regardless. The Gush, the leap in, and that's the 8th kill of the game for Immunity. His tier 2 tower now exposed gets glyphed up, but this tower I think still going down. Slick's going to rotate up, finds a double damage room, lets his team finish off the tier 2 tower, and he's going to swing back towards the top lane. Possibly look for a kill here on Uwe. Uwe's actually maybe in some trouble. He's not backing off. He does not know the puck's coming his way just yet. He backs off now. Gets out just in time to maybe avoid getting killed by this puck. Puck's still going to go blink and Orban through. Not going to find him.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Ambitious from Slicks, but I'd like to see that. It was actually pretty likely that the Prophet was there, I feel.
Oh, TP had attempted by Ball's bot, but he's actually going to be fine. So. Nicely done.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Alrighty.
Okay, so they're behind by 1 tower. Gold lead isn't that bad, and the Naga Siren now has the relic online, so Radiance is on its way. But
it's actually pretty fast, Radiance. I'm actually surprised by how fast he's winning this. He just buckled down, said, "Look, guys, you guys are fighting 4v5 or just don't fight, because I'm not coming until I've got my Radiance." And even with Radiance, I don't think he fights. I think he just farms even more. He sends those illusions to different lanes, to different creep camps.
Yeah, just starts farming. And that's the other thing about the Naga, though. Like, typically it's Radiance, but the Radiance isn't a turning point for team fights yet. Like, there's definitely enough AoE and enough sustain on Immunity for them to take a fight, unless they somehow get like 5-man called with Ice Blast and Radiance Burn destroys them. But I think extremely unlikely here.
It's the turning point, like for the Naga Sirens, just general game
farm rate.
Farm though. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need it ASAP.
But you still need like 2 more items afterwards. Like most people go straight for Boots of Travel once they have the Radiance online, which is another kind of do nothing item as far as team fights are concerned. And then you finally start to see Yasha, Manta, Fusel, Heart, yada yada. But
they're roaming through enemy jungle. I wonder if they even... No, they're not going to catch him out here. They're just going for a top lane push.
Yeah, I think Immunity would be well served with a pretty fast gem. Just to make Execration feel that little bit more afraid on the map. Like, so long as they have vision, they can push the limits of how far they can get these lanes, but if you have that gem picked up, it makes it much easier to sort of start starving out your opponents.
Yeah. Well, for now, they're farming their opponent's jungle. They are going for a Necro Book on balls, on the Lycan. Imagine Shaitan will look to pick up a Blink Dagger. He's up to 1800 gold, and you've got the Blink Puck initiation, but it doesn't hurt to have the extra Blink from the Tide, and none of these Dire heroes are BKB heroes, so he's pretty much guaranteed to be hitting most of everyone with a Blink Ravage. And that's actually, this is a fantastic game for a Tide. I actually really like the Tide pick. I feel like Execration were maybe looking at this like, oh, they could go Timbersaw against the Prophet, which is kind of nice, but I think Tide was actually a better pick than Timbersaw this game, by quite a big margin.
Yeah. How long do you give immunity to get a lane of racks before things start getting dangerous? Like, either name an item on the Naga Siren or name, like, a time that you think is
I don't know if there's a Rax timing. I feel like it's just they need to be getting more ahead, because this last 3 to 5 minutes has been very stagnant. I don't think it's necessarily about the racks. I think it's just about either finding lots of pickoffs and just forcing Execration to sit in their base hiding scared, which isn't the case. So if they're not doing that, maybe they do need Raxes, and that's where I would say like around like 25 minutes. If 25 minutes in the game, Execration is still pushed out of their base like we see now, I think Immunity could be in some trouble.
Yeah, they definitely need to get themselves back over onto the dire side of the map ASAP, but the Radiance illusions are already starting to become a little bit of a bother.
We talked about the timing where Lycan is, like before the Radiant, that's where Immunity can look to take down all these towers, and they've taken out 4 of the 6 out of towers, but it's like, why couldn't they get all 6? Sure, there's an axe with Blink Dagger, but apart from that, Prophet can't really do a whole lot in the fight. Naga didn't offer anything. There's an AA Ice Blast as well, but you've got a much better team fight lineup than your opponent.
Yeah. I think they feel that they need to catch one of the split pushers before they can really make something happen, and that's the purpose of the smoke. And that's the Nature's Prophet in trouble.
Yeah. Axe is maybe going to think about... Don't go in, Ninja Boogie. He blinks in. What are you thinking? I don't know about this one. He's completely on his own. Rubik in the TP, and now he popped the Blade Mail as well. Ninja Boogie could have just hightailed it out of there, but instead he's going to try and fight. The Ravage going to catch 2. They bring down the Axe, and it looks like Fox... No steal on the Ravage. He's going to get orbed down. He's going to go down as well. That's 3 for nothing. Ninja Boogie making a very questionable decision there to fight when he could have just ran away, let the Prophet die, and then that would have been the only casualty. Instead, they lose 3. That was a terrible mistake from Ninja Boogie.
Yeah, that was a huge loss. And if the Lycan was any closer, and if there was a tier 1 mid, they could maybe consider going straight into Roshan. The problem is always going to be Ice Blast. Like, it's a little bit anecdotal, but I think the team that I'm playing for right now, so my team, we have so much trouble with Roshan decision making when it comes to AI Ice Blast. Like, we have straight up lost games because we're like, guys, Roshan, do it. We can, we've got 2 pickoffs, and then you run into the pit, you get Ice Blasted, and
you lose like
goes down.
It's 5v3, but you still lose a fight.
Yeah, and everything just goes downhill. And Roshan's actually a pretty dangerous place to be for immunity. There's always if the Ice Blast gives vision and it connects, then the Prophet ultimate comes through, the Axe can blink in, you're getting burned by Radiance the whole time. So as much as they have a really good lineup for taking down Roshan, I feel like they need to probably have the AA and at least one of the hero dead to try and go for it. And there's always the song, not to mention the potential for a steal.
Give me a blink call. Catches up 4 with an Ice Blast. Ninja Boogie's going big. He's not afraid. He shows where his testicles are, and he's going to get himself 4 kills at the mid lane. Oh boy, that's a huge blink call coming in from Ninja Boogie.
Oh my god.
That was filthy.
Well, Axe redeemed.
Yeah, the bad play at bottom lane. He says, look guys, I'll make up for it. I'm sorry. We got this mid lane.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Wow. Like, that's not it, but that's a huge win for Execration. Like, they had 1 kill in the whole game before that, and then they just got 4 in a row.
Well, tier 2 towers taking a fall all of a sudden.
Radiant
Top 1 gets denied, mid 1 maybe going to go down. Arrow to fly, not going to
Radiant's
actually land on
middle
anyone.
tower is under attack.
Song of the Siren being used. Is this... Are they re-engaging? Or no, this is a TP out.
Radiant's top tower is under
Game
attack.
on. 11 kills to 5, Immunity favored, but the gold grab dips down in Execration. They're the ones leading right now. Experience in gold, very small, but at this point it's a close to even game, and we'll look towards maybe Roshan being contested by the 2 teams. I feel like Immunity really need to try to get the Aegis on their side. They've got the Lycan with the Medallion, so definitely something feasible, but you talk about the Blink Axe as well as an Ice Blast, that's something which can completely ruin their day if they try and go for that.
Yeah, and it is actually got a Midas, so...
Well, that's... I guess we'll get him towards that Aghanim Scepter. Like, it's not going to slow down the Ag Scepter necessarily. We're going to see actually Prophet get caught out in the jungle. That's a bit of a mistake from Uwe, but something somewhat unavoidable maybe, with Puck blinking on through and just catching him out.
Yeah, there's always probably going to be a few pickoffs here and there. Wow, Rubik actually has a Blink Dagger.
Yeah,
That
not bad. And we saw last game Risk,
well.
Risk with like a 50-minute Blink Dagger on, oh sorry, game 1 where he was Rubik. Fox says, look, I'm getting some farm this game.
Yeah, well, there's just so many towers down with admittedly not that many kills for this point in the game, so everybody has managed to pull up quite a bit of gold, and the Naga is now well and truly online. BRTs, Radiants, and 1700 gold to boot. And Immunity just struggling to find an opportunity to use this teamfight power that they have. They're well and truly getting ratted at this point.
Yeah, Naga officially scary. Lycan gets Necro 3 now, but this is like, well, he's constantly defending. He's actually like the main defender, it feels like right now. It's almost as if Mirana needs to start transitioning into that semi-carry type Mirana, getting some actual damage items up to help deal with the split push as well, but for now it's just a Lycan with 2 initiators on your team, the Puck and the Tide. Puck will have a side of Ice, but there's no other carry potential coming out. I guess it's the same story with Execration. Well, no, it's not. They've got a Prophet who actually does act as a nice little semi-carry, so they've got this kind of dual core lineup against the lone core in the Lycan. And Lycan, not the best late game carry, really.
Yeah, not awful, but not amazing. And if this is going to go late, you're right. Godot does definitely need to... You know, if it's going to go well for Immunity if it goes late, then they do definitely need the Mirana to transition into a bit of a late gamer. And, well, 2-man smoke goes out, and Execration feeling pretty confident they make their way into the Roshan pit, but I think it has been spotted out.
It's 2 separate smokes. The other 3 Immunity heroes smoke up independently. They're going to run past the Necrobook here. They actually they managed to not block it, which is quite important, because that could have almost given away their position. And now they're going to look to go on the high ground. This is just 3 heroes here, and Rubik's going to walk directly into him. Blinks off to the side here. Counter smoke coming out. I don't know about that smoke here. The Gush is going to hit the Rubik, and this will be a dead Rubik. Axe is making his way down here, looking for a counter kill maybe. Rubik trying to TP out. Nothing to cancel the TPs. He's going to get his way home. Now Ninja Boogie Blink Pull, only catching out Risky. He does have a grave. He's going to need... It's not going to matter actually against an Axe. Axe gets the first kill. Ravage now coming in as well. They get the counter kill on the Axe. So Axe for down, good little trade here. Meanwhile, top lane, it looks like Puck forced to run away from a Naga Siren, and it's a 1-for-1. End of the day, both teams using, well, multiple smokes there. Immunity using 2 smokes and Execration using a smoke of their own. Neither team able to get Roshan after it.
Yeah, and Immunity don't, like, they get a fight, they get some kills, but they don't progress forward, which is the problem.
It seems to be like a recurring problem for them. They're not getting Roshan, they're not even getting these tier 2 towers. The mid one's fairly low, the top one's full HP practically, and Execration just, well, they may lose an Axe here, but at this point Axe is not that important of a kill. Sure, he's a core hero, but it's not actually giving Immunity any space to work with.
The Axe is just a distraction at this point, I think, as well. Like, I don't think it's even bad if Ninja Boogie just keeps Ramboing in and getting single pickoffs and trading his life for 1 kill, because that just stalls the game. It is worth mentioning that, like, while Naga Siren is very scary in the late game, you know, as illusion-based carries are, but the one big carry element of her kit is just the mirror image. So you do sometimes see games where the Naga Siren gets huge, but then she's just soaking up a whole lot of farm, and the enemy team's cores do sometimes manage to catch up, but hopefully we won't be seeing quite so long a game here.
You talk about Roshan fights and Roshan decision making. Execration make the decision to commit to Roshan and then realize, oh crap, we're not doing this fast enough. Here comes Immunity. Roshan down on 2k HP all of a sudden, and Immunity, they know that. Execration, they were the ones who got it, so they also know that. And we'll have to see if Immunity tries to go in and sneak this one, because with Lycan there, I feel like they can do this. They've got the Necro 3 up, not for much longer. They de-ward the Sentry, and they're not going in just yet. AA scouts that with a nice Vortex from the high ground, so he gets vision for his team. And it looks like Immunity just a bit apprehensive about this one. They throw the medallion as well as the Lycan balls from the high ground, but this is scouted out by the Ice Vortex, so they're not committing to this. They want to pick off first, seems to be what they're after. Gush onto the Rubik. Arrow going to not land, unfortunately. Otherwise, possibly a kill. And the Naga Siren in the perfect spot. You cannot go for Roshan against Naga Siren. One of the kind of golden rules of Dota. And now it looks like Execration. Back into Roche they go. Immunity not willing to give this one up. Tied in a good position. He Ravage in 2 seconds. Can he get this off? There is going to be Axe getting hexed up. He's got the Ravage. Needs to make sure it's not stolen by the Rubik. Rubik too far away and no chance for his kill. Has the mech as well. Axe immediate buyback coming in. Moonlight Shadow being used. There's a Sensual though. Shaitan sitting on top of it.
Top tower
He's
is
used
under
the mech
attack.
as well, and Balls could be in some trouble here. Very low on HP. Ninja Boogie needs to get a call. He's going to go on Wrist with the call here. Puck goes into the stance as well as the Dream Call. Arrow to land on Wrist. That's a stolen arrow from the Rubik. Nicely played there. Naga getting low will go down to the Dream Call, and that's going to be, well, a 1-for-1 trade so far. Axe already having to buy back. Axe is looking to chase down the puck. Is there going to be a blink out in time? Orb to the high ground. He gets dunked from the Ninja Boogie Axe. He's looking for more. Piranha leaps to the high ground here. Ninja Boogie now in trouble. Slicks has actually come back to the fight with a buyback. What a play from Slicks. He orbed and jaunted in after buying back, and now the chase is on. They'll get BG as well, it looks like. Actually going to go for the Rubik first. BG now on the run. Slicks wants him as well. Blink forward. BG in trouble. Only the Prophet left standing, and he is not here to help out BG. Slicks, orb in a couple seconds. Not going to commit to this one. It looks like they want to make sure they get Roshan as priority number 1, but Slicks is the hero of that fight. That buyback jaunt, back in the team fight he goes, and he wins the fight for immunity.
They lost Rax. They lost that fight.
Oh, holy shit.
The Prophet took the entire top lane. It was
in
all
trouble,
just a
boys.
distraction. Yeah, no, that was...
I've lied to you guys.
That was a really clean win for
Yeah.
Execration. They had the Prophet pushing, and Immunity they were being so safe about it. They didn't want to go into the pit against the Song, against the Ice Blast. But
skip
that...
Rex.
Oh, man.
Oh dear. The Red
gone.
Dota, too much. They try
have
to
to
get
get a
counteracts
counteract.
in the mid lane, and they've got the Aegis here, but no Necros, and they're all low on HP. They're going to back off. They're going to lose the Aegis now. Lycan does have ulti. Uh-oh. Rats up, boys, and Lycan pops the ultimate immediately, gets ensnared. Level 2 ensnare, and Cold Feed... Oh, did he cancel the TP? Something actually canceled. I think it was actually a pull from the axe. Yikes.
Oh, man.
You can hear the
Oh,
disappointment
man.
in your voice, like, oh man, what's
Oh, we're done. We're done, boys.
Australian Dota? What's going on?
Us Dota.
Ah.
Oh, we're cooked.
It's not over yet. It's looking grim right now. They're up 17 kills tonight. This is what
Radiant's
happened.
middle tower
You know, the
is
other
under
Australian
attack.
team in this tournament, Avant-Garde, they played
Yeah.
they played in the SEA qualifiers against First Departure, and
Radiant's
they
middle
put up a good
tower
fight.
has
They were
fallen.
ahead on kills as well, but lost to the Rat Dota. The SEA,
SEA
teams
specialty.
yeah. The Naga Sirens, the whatever it may be. Arrow just being thrown out to try to deal with some illusion.
But yeah, I think they left the song, like they
Radiant's
used the song
bottom
for
tower is
the
under
full
attack.
duration there at mid, because when the song popped, the Prophet was already hitting the tier 3
Yeah.
with Necrobook. Like, that was just... Yeah, Immunity put themselves in a really
Radiant's
bad
bottom tower
situation.
has fallen.
They were like, we don't want them to get Roshan for free, because that's a terrible outcome. But if we go into Roshan, we might get blown up, so that's a terrible outcome. But stalling and losing the Rax was also a terrible...
I feel like they just
Apply.
didn't apply pressure when they could. Like, they lost that one fight where they lost tier 2 top and the tier 2 mid tower, and that fight just lost them all control of the game, because if it wasn't for that fight, with tier 2 towers still up top lane and stuff, they're not really in danger of getting racked, but because they lose a fight, they lose tier 2 towers, they lose control and are very vulnerable to the Rat Dota. And well, it kicks in, Raxus go down in immunity. They may be up 17 kills to 9, but they're really far behind all of a sudden.
Yeah, and the Naga Siren has 17.7k gold, and the 2.6k on top of the Manta style, and they just don't really have anything going for them right now, unfortunately. Not a scrap of vision on the map. They do still have their gem, but just pushing out of the base is so absurdly difficult.
That was good of you.
Well, not just the Naga Siren, the Prophet also causing them all kinds of problems. Prophet's picked up a Maelstrom, he's got 2.7k, so there's just buybacks across the board for this dire team. Axe does not, but his buyback, he's got the money for it, it's just on cooldown, but the Prophet, the Naga Siren, the heroes that can rat Dota, the heroes that can stop pushes, all have their buybacks, and it looks like Immunity decide we've got to go mid, we've got to try to get some Raxes of our own, but Naga Siren's mid. Has illusions, has Manticell, he just may swing towards his mid lane. Prophet going to TP in as well. I think Immunity have to defend, or they're going to go straight for the throne. I don't think they're going to win this Rax trade. What's the call? Do they TP? Yep, there's a TP. Mirana going to be the first. End of the push.
Radiant's
If they push
middle
up onto the high
tower
ground,
is
the
under
Naga
attack.
comes back, songs them, and they lose their X to the Prophet. But, well,
Naga TP's out. And...
TP's bot.
Oh,
Wow.
That's actually smart, because if he TP's all the way back home, then it's kind of like, okay, well, the rat's over. We don't have, at least the rat from the Naga Siren's over. They have to only worry about the Prophet at that point, but... Immunity are still lurking around. I think they're just looking for a team fight here. Dazzle going to throw a poison touch on the axe. He still gets the blink out before the damage kicks in, and...
Well, they're here, but their creep wave is all the way over here. So...
They just want a team
Radiant's
fight, it
bottom
seems.
tower is under attack.
well, that's the only recourse they have left. But
Execration are like, in your dreams, guys. We're not giving you guys a team fight. Not into Ravage plus Puck. Lycan's pretty scary when it comes to damage output as well, so... Alright. Troubles will continue for Immunity here. In Game 3, this is their decider, and... Yeah, I think Immunity are in a lot of trouble now.
well, I guess for Immunity, it's time for an 80-minute game. Honestly,
Yeah.
like, the way that things are playing out right now, it doesn't get any better. So they basically have to wait until the Naga Siren is 6-slotted, and then defend successfully, and then get 6-slotted on their own heroes. And then the only way that they win, I think, is Execration feel that they need to close out the game because they're not scaling any further. They get wiped out by the team fight, and then Immunity can somehow push down and end the game. But like even these BOTs on the Lycan, it doesn't make him able. He's not able to deal with the Naga Siren split push.
No, he TP's
by having
back and,
BOTs.
like, you just ignore him. Like, your Necro books, your illusions just keep hitting building. Like, he takes his time to actually take those out. Ice Plus are just being thrown out to scout out the Immunity defense more than anything. And Mirana is transitioning into that semi-carry now. I mean, talk about they've just got to turtle it up for 70, 80 minutes. Well, that's what Godot's thinking. He's like, look, I got to get some damage for my team. He's actually taking a lot of the farm on the map. He's in a fantastic game. He's 2-0 and 10, but end of the day, all the ganks and just good rotations in the world do not matter when you lose Raxes.
Yep. So I guess it's time to start hunkering down. It's time to start accepting that Execration are getting pretty much all of the farm on the map right now. And well, we'll see. I don't think Immunity have much of a chance, but you never know. Execration could make somehow a catastrophic mistake. I don't know what that mistake would be. Maybe like Naga Siren die, buyback die.
For
then
now, they're
there's a
waiting
chance.
for ages.
Yeah.
This is just second Roshan, I believe, so it won't be cheese yet. Oh, it's the Blink Prophet again.
With me.
Yue. Going full rat mode. He likes his Blink Dagger build. It's like the new Shadow Blade almost for Nature's Prophet.
I think I don't know if you can say that. Like it's not that
thing,
common.
No.
Yeah. It's the same kind of idea, but nowhere near as ubiquitous. I guess it would be the one thing that I'd say about that. Definitely annoying to deal with if you're Immunity right now. They have not been able to get past the river in like 10 minutes. They're just dealing with non-stop illusions, and even if they can't even kill the illusions fast enough. And oh man, huge Ice Blast with the Radiance burn.
Is this an Ag
Ball's
Scepter Ice
dead?
Blast?
Light.
No, it's no Ag Scepter, but... Pops.
You're safe.
Oh, the Grave may actually... The Grave will keep the Godot alive. So no one dies to it, but boy, do they come close. Did he actually get the bonus HP from Shapeshift?
There are certain things that... Like, my understanding of Ice Blast, the
Yeah.
way that it was explained to me in the coding, is that Ice Blast strictly prevents you from gaining hit points. Like, that's the way that it was explained to me. But...
It looked like he gained
You
HP
can-
when he used Shapeshift.
Yeah. But you can sunder people while you're Ice Blasted. So...
Yeah.
That seems like your hit points are increasing. So, I don't know. I think there are probably some
There's
exceptions.
exceptions to every rule when it comes to Dota.
Yep.
And, well, this is just Siege continuing. Like, sure, they don't get the tower, but this tower down to 400 HP. I don't see any way Immunity can really even contest the next Roshan. Unfortunately for Execration, it's not coming up anytime soon. So that's one small thing going in Immunity's favor, but Execration can just use this couple of minutes to Siege send more illusions on the high ground. They can just keep sending Naga mirror images plus Manta style illusions, and with the harder to wrap, these illusions are so damn tanky. When you talk about that small glimmer of hope for immunity, it's getting smaller and smaller every minute that goes by.
More and more distant. Yeah. And Execration could also just sit back, farm the entire map, and buy 5 Necrobooks if they wanted to.
And
Like,
they can, once they have buybacks, they can just start, and buybacks, Aegis, they can just start suiciding for Raxes as well. Once they get like 4 Raxes ahead, Immunity don't really have that good late game carry to deal with these X-Beast Mega Creeps. Like, there's no real way back. They haven't got the Naga Siren type hero. There is going to be a... Ooh, they do get a gank
Solo
on the
Ravage. Yeah, they solo Ravage the Rubik there.
And Ninja Boogie's looking for a return kill here. He's going to actually get an insta-kill on the Dazzle. No way out for him. There's a TP coming in from the puck. Actually gets cancelled. That was a boot to travel from Slick. Not going to go from this. Balls cold feed it up. He will get out of there. Puck actually gets a kill on Prophet. That one was back in the base. Prophet, meanwhile, took a T3 tower out. He does pay for it with his life. Oh, Godok getting close to going down, killing off the Necrobook, but... Sure, Prophet dies there, but he gets a tier 3 tower. I mean, it was a 400 HP tier 3 tower, and... It's just getting... Immunity get a couple kills, but they lose a tier 3 tower. They're going to lose map control. Roshan will be back up anytime now, and... I don't know. I worry.
Yeah, and they can already just start throwing themselves at the building. The Naga Siren knows no fear, but so long as the Song of the Siren is available, AA can be playing a full numerical style Naga here. And he has a heart and 3.8k gold now as well.
They
so I
haven't
don't even
got
know
the damage to kill him. You can blink him with a Waning Rift, Dream Coil into an arrow, into like Tide Gush. Maybe if they use...
Maybe that's enough. Maybe
Ravage.
every stun.
Yeah, maybe if it's a 5-second arrow, they can probably do it, but... They would have to hit a 5-second arrow with like a puck blink silence initiation. Like that's the only way I can see it working.
And that's everything that they have, and then the Naga Siren buys back, and then BOTs to some Treants or a Necrobook, and then the game ends.
And the other assumption is Manta has to be on cooldown, because if he has Manta up, he just Mantas out of the Waning Rift, so it's not even really a guaranteed initiation. Not to mention, like, you're shooting the arrow from so far away to hit a 5-second arrow, like, chances are you're not going to land it, even with a Dream Call or something being used, so... Here we go, Roshan it is. This is just the second Roshan, so just Aegis for Execration, and they want to be ultra safe, they give it to the Naga Siren, but I think Ninja Boogie may be the one to take this. He's kind of the one more likely to die in this fight. We'll see soon enough, but... Immunity, no way to contest this, they're nowhere nearby.
Radiant's bottom tower
It's going to go to the Naga. Drops the bottle,
Roshan has
picks up the
fallen to
Aegis.
the
Son.
I don't see why. Naga can actually sell the drums and pick up another item like a diffusal blade or a butterfly. So it's looking really good for Execration.
Yeah, I think that's an understatement for sure.
It's like this slim 1% chance which Immunity are just hanging on to and just hoping they can make something of, but it's that 1% chance. And if this wasn't like a game 3 decider, in such like for these guys an important match to prove themselves in the SEA Dota scene, they would be probably GGing out if this was just any other match.
are under attack.
Because of the importance, they'll play this one to the very end.
Yeah, they will play for that very slim hope that they can win this one. But I don't know. Rax is not actually really slowly being chipped away at. This ranged Rax is actually still surprisingly very healthy at mid. They're picking up BOTs as well, so they're at least preparing themselves to have the Lycan and the Puck can sort of hold off the push, and the other 3 heroes can move off, try and find a pickoff, start getting some momentum rolling. But I don't know. At this point, Execration have farmed up buybacks. They've got their glyph available as well. It'll take Immunity such a long time, even if they kill 3 heroes to really get anywhere.
Tide going in bottom lane does have a Ravage. Probably doesn't want to use it. The Ice Blast could be problems for him. Actually going to miss. He just goes off the mark. Ravage now gets thrown out. Catches out the Naga Siren as well as Ninja Boogie. May see a Song of the Siren. It will get used. And Ninja Boogie kept alive just barely. I think Execration going to decide to retreat. Naga Siren doesn't have to worry. She can just stay there on the front lines with the Aegis. Illusion's going to be put onto this Necrobook. Well, meanwhile, Prophet not really getting too much. Dreamcall was used top lane. I think they was looking for a kill on the Prophet, but Prophet just TP'd out in that Dreamcall, and he's going to get back to safety. So it looked like Puck Slicks went for a kill on Prophet, but couldn't even find it. And now the siege continues bottom lane.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Slowly but surely. Tier 3 being worked away at. Mid lane, there's illusions going in as well. Melee barracks taking some damage, and this is is
Ninja Boogie
trouble.
goes in with the blade mail, misses the call, was looking for a dunk there. The Ice Blast is there as well. Look at the dunk in the end, but he pays for it with his life. Buyback from both those two heroes. The Dazzle's really yeah. Tide now going to take a fall with the Ice Blast helping him out. Naga Siren just going to pound on the front lines. The Radiance damage is there. Unfortunately for Naga, completely out of mana, so no more illusion for AA. He's probably almost wanting to use this Aegis. If he has some more illusions here, mirror images plus Manta style, he gets Rakdos. He almost wins the game. He almost just wants to die here so he can respawn with that full HP, full mana. He'll do so. Arrow going to catch Uwe. That's a 5-second arrow. Bit of a problem for him, but the entire immunity team are just so low on HP and mana here. AA summons his mirror images, and they're going to go towards this mid lane. The melee racks on 130 HP. Looks like that'll get finished off. And meanwhile, the Manta style illusions coming into play here in the mid lane. As this is going to be both mid and possibly bottom towers taking damage as well. Blink Core coming in from Ninja Boogie. He's going to bring down Slicks. It looks like Slicks actually kept alive by a grave from the Dazzle. Still in some trouble. He's going to full stuff. Try gets himself back to base. Not going to happen. Lycan's gone in with a BKB. Trying to go on their Rubik here. The Song of the Siren being used just to cover the retreat. This is a TP home, so Execration decide they've got mid Raxes. Let's just back off. Let's play it safe. Naga gets a Diffusal Blade. Naga gets 8.2k gold. Oh boy. It's really, that 1% chance just became a 0.1% chance.
No, let's face it, guys, it's 0 at this point. It's pretty much over. Like, Immunity threw everything that they had into that last defense. They held on to the bottom lane, but mid-racks are now down, and you're left with one lane of racks left against the Naga Siren and a Prophet. Like, if they really want to, the Naga Siren could just find a few heroes with sleep, and then the Prophet can end the game here with
this
like
five
no
man push
interaction.
has no chance of succeeding.
Song in 5 seconds. Prophet's in position bottom lane. This could just be the rattiest end of the game.
Lycan is going to die, it looks like. One Riptide almost will finish him off. Falls, pops a shapeshift. He's not going to get out of there. Naga Siren gets a double kill with the images here in the mid lane. Meanwhile, bottom lane, you said it. Prophet, the rat Dota, it's real, and it's just Naga Siren TPing in as well. It looks like Godot going to go down and get purged up by the Diffusal Blade. Ravage being used. That's actually the TPing in Nature's Prophet. The arrow going to follow here. Nice actual engagement. They may actually kill the Naga Siren, but this Naga Siren, even if you kill her once, she has buyback, and I don't even think they will kill her once. Shatan going to go down on the Tide Hunter. One more right click finishing him off. Now Puck gets the orb out, and he's going to stay alive just a little bit longer. Naga says, I don't really care much for chasing you. I've got your Raxes. Rubik will finish off the Puck, and this is GG. Shatan calls it. The Aussies are out. Execration will go through to Group B. And unfortunately, for me, you, as well as the Australian fans tuning in, no Australian team to cheer for, but boy did Execration play well. They deserved this victory. They held on, and Immunity just didn't really apply enough pressure this game, I felt like.
Yeah, they got the Lycan. There was, if the execution was slightly better, if they were a little bit faster, I think there was a chance for them to close out that game. But they stalled at a crucial moment. That 4-man call into Ice Blast was like a huge turning point of the game. And props to Ninja Boogie for spotting out that opportunity, because that really just sent a shock through IM, and I think that those couple of minutes turned out to be really important. So yeah, congratulations, Execration. Looking forward to seeing how they do in the groups moving forward. And I think the one big thing as well for Immunity is probably looking at how that Game 2 played out, because that was by far the most one-sided game of the series. So.
Yeah, Game 3 they had their chances, and like they executed fairly well, but they're just a couple misplays, just not really taking their opportunities. But yeah, Game 2 they got a bit stomped in, but it was still a good showing from the Aussies, but Execration just that one notch better. So you said they'll go into the group stage into Group B. They'll be joining Orange, Scythe, as well as the winner of MVP Phoenix and Mineski. That's our last play-in match, which will be in 2 days' time. I think we have a day off from the Inaugural, and then MVP Phoenix versus Mineski will be on the 13th of April. Tomorrow we've got the KDL final, so there will be some good old Korean Dota between MVP and Zephyr. But for now, that wraps up the Inaugural. Big thanks for joining me as always, Baseskip. Any last words and shoutouts from yourself?
So if anybody wants to let me know what they thought of the casting, you can email me at baskipdota@gmail.com. I'm on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, all under Baseskip. So if you want to check out any of that, that would be fantastic. I guess shoutouts to Team S. I think we're playing some games on Monday for Defense of the Australians, so that should be fun if anybody wants to tune in for that. But
good luck.
Otherwise, yeah. Hopefully we do well. There's if we do well enough, we get the trip down to
Nice.
to the land finals. So that should be good. But that's a little bit further on. Got to make it through 3 rounds. And thanks, of course, Gods, for having me on. It's always fun casting with you, buddy.
No problem, as always. So thanks, everyone, for tuning in today. The inaugural continues in 2 days' time. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm BTS Gods there on pretty much everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, you name it. All these VODs, if you missed any, will be uploaded on our YouTube, and we'll be back in a couple of... Well, we'll be back all the time. We're always casting Dota, but the inaugural comes back in 2 days' time. Big thanks to Twitch for sponsoring the tournament, as well as our other BTS sponsors, 100TB, as well as esportsventure.com. If you want to support them, check out their links below the stream. 100TB offer different web server hosting options, and Esports Venture is a nice Dota 2 betting site. If you want to win yourself some money, you can check them out. But for now, guys, we're done. Big thanks for Basic for joining me again, and we'll be back. More Dota 2 coming your way over the next few days. I think there's even Dota 2 going on right now. Head on over to the Beyond the Summit 2 channel. LD is casting some WPC Ace Dota 2 League matches between the likes of Empire, Alliance, Cloud9, Sigma, as well as some other top Western teams. So head on over there, guys. We'll be back with the inaugural in 2 days' time. See you then.